Peace and love, family. It's Alqamar coming to you live with a thought of mine, something that's been on my mind I wanted to share as it relates to voodoo. And this thought came to mind because recently in the not mainstream news, there was some mulling going on around this sister who went to Haiti from the U.S. to join this organization over there that practiced or taught voodoo, right? And so I didn't even realize that even took place. And what happened was her son reached the news because he was trying to get answers as to how and why his mom passed away over in Haiti, going to learn more about the Voodoo Society. And so, of course, the rumors, went haywire over that. And what I recognized by just paying attention to a lot of the public commentary was that a lot of people are really afraid of voodoo. I understand why. But it was a lot of people saying, oh my God, you should not, that's some evil stuff, that dark stuff, leave that stuff alone. You shouldn't be messing with that stuff in the first place and all that stuff. And there was a lot of commentation like that. So that led me to believe that there's still a lot of us out here with this innate fear of magic, right? And so I just wanted to delve into that a little bit from my own perspective and understanding in an attempt to share some things, some things that we may not be privy to. So voodoo, witchcraft, black magic, depending on where you are, who you're talking to, it goes by many different names. And what I recognize is that for all of us, we fear what we don't understand, right? We fear, naturally, what we don't understand. And what most people tend to do with that fear is run. So we have this fight or flight response to fear. So most people, when they don't understand a thing and are afraid, they just run the opposite direction. They don't want nothing to do with it. Oh my God, helter skelter, all that stuff. But what I've come to recognize is that courage is birthed from actually standing head straight forward in fear and moving in it, right? And so that's how courage is formed. So the same thing with voodoo. So voodoo is real. That magic is real. And like everything else in life, there's polarities to everything in this life, this realm, right? So there's good, bad, right and wrong. There's up and down. There's polarities to everything, and voodoo is no exception. So can voodoo be practiced for evil? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's people out there that are using the magic to do wicked and evil things, right? But voodoo also can be used for good. There's people out there that use magic to invent beautiful, wonderful, creative things that help humanity in all manners of life. So I just implore us to be cautious about labeling the magic that stems from us and that we all carry, whether we understand or not, as something dark and evil, because it just depends on the spirit that's behind the magic. I see voodoo as tapping into our ancestors, in the ancestry realm, tapping into the unseen that is just as alive and is just as available to us as this physical world. It's just that, again, we've been conditioned to be so afraid of what we don't understand is that we block it out. So a lot of us resist our ancestors or run in the opposite direction because we're afraid, right? We're afraid because somebody has, or some bodies have conditioned our minds to believe that we should be afraid of this. But if energy is transferable, which all energy is transferable, then we understand that all the energies from the other realm can also be transferred to this realm. And if we all agree that there are people who have transitioned to the other realm, who are of good nature, who have been beautiful people of beautiful spirit, of kind, gentle souls, warriors who fought on behalf of righteousness, if we all agree that there are souls that have transitioned that carry those type of energies, then we must too understand that when we tap into that realm, then we can tap into those beautiful energies as well. You know, I think about a Malcolm X or Queen Nzinga, or you name, your great grandmother who was just a precious gem. You name those people who you can think of in history who have a beautiful spirit. And then if you tap into those and you take on that type of energy, then you are practicing voodoo in a beautiful way. And like everything else in nature that has polarizing opposites, there are some dark energies out there that can and do be tapped into. I think what comes to mind is like these secret societies, right? Who have just used all the things that they've learned throughout ancient history that was our skills, our talents, and the things that we understood about life, and they tapped into those energies and learned them, began using them for their own purposes, for their own dark reasons, and then cut the light off on us as it relates to it. So we don't have the understanding anymore because they understand how powerful it is because they use it against us. So they took our own tools and began using them against us, and then turned around and labeled it wicked, evil. You don't want to mess with it. It's dangerous, and they condition us to be afraid of it. But they use it against us all day, every day. A good example would be looking up Alex Jones' Bohemian Grove some years ago, where he snuck into Bohemian Grove, this campsite down in California that's owned by these wealthy elitists, which I don't like that term, but I'll use it here for the sake of. And he snuck in there in the middle of the night and recorded them doing their voodoo ceremony, right? And so when they found out that he snuck in there, he caught all kind of hell after that. But that's a good example of showing you how these energies are used in a dark way, right? But they can also be used for good. Like, for instance, Haiti, the French, when they freed themselves from slavery from the French, they used voodoo to do it. The stories behind that would be amazing to you. It'd be unbelievable because we don't understand how these powers work, right? But when you tap into them for strength and courage and for good, and you pull on those ancestors who are mighty, mighty warriors, and you do it collectively, and you do it with the belief, the full-fledged belief in what you're doing, then that power comes through. So the mushroom is something that I know personally, that is one powerful tool to use to pull on those energies. But nevertheless, I just wanted to share those things because I recognize that how so many of us are so fearful of what we don't understand. And I would just encourage us to, whenever you, whenever you, whenever something comes across your path that is frightening to you, I would encourage you to look into it. Look into that which scares you the most. Into, meaning just, you know what I'm saying, just go a little deeper about it. Instead of being so afraid and turning around and, oh my God, running the other way. Stop, think about it, accept how you feel about it, but look into it. Let me look that up. Let me research that a little bit more. Let me dig into that, and let me talk to other people and see what their perception is about it. Look into those things that scare you the most. That's where courage is birthed. All right, family. That's it. Take care of each other. Peace. Actually, the ancients, even in this land, practiced voodoo when they would do rain dances. And it would rain, right? All that's voodoo.